Hi, I'm Draven Gray with Rock Singing Lessons, and I would like to talk to you about singing any note without effort. Basically, like bridging and connecting the voice and being able to add in like weight to the voice on the high notes. So, first off, I'd like to address what is bridging the voice, bridging and connecting the voice. Basically, like you have this break point in your voice where it switches gears between chest voice and head voice. We talked about that a bit in another video. But that so bridging the voice is more making that one voice, making it to where those muscle groups you're having to change between the registers, you're in control and doing it smoothly. Like that's bridging the voice where there's no break anymore. You could also add in chest voice muscles to those head voice notes. Like and make it stronger. So I've had a lot of people ask me, how do you do that? Like it's usually one of the first things I teach because I believe it's one of the most important aspects of the voice. Like bridging up into these head voice notes. It's really just a matter of lifting the voice early, like you're switching to head voice early. So if I'm doing a siren, which is really good for warm-ups too, you can start in a chest voice note, just remember your embouchure, remember going over the finger, kind of things I talked about in the first video. And you could use tracking for that too. Think of it, hum and buzz the lips and get ma, so you're forward and you're placed up in the soft palate. And then go ma. So that's a siren. Ma. So what I'm doing is I'm lifting that chest voice up into a head voice note before I need to, before it breaks. So I'm doing it early. So this would be like, that's all chest voice there. I'm trying to pull it up early before the break. So you can think of it as lifting the voice and pulling it back. For some people, it works better to think the opposite, where you pull it back first, more into the back of the mouth, and then go up in the soft palate. Similar result. The idea is that you're trying to smooth out that transition between chest and head voice. Now, the reason that's important, especially for rock singing, is that a lot of the notes sung in rock, especially in choruses, are in a head voice placement with TAs mixed in. So your chest voice musculature mixed into it. And that gives you that weight and that heaviness to the voice. So you can sing up here, instead of or and that's all about keeping those chest voice muscles engaged or knowing how to add them in to the head voice note. One way to do that is to isolate those TAs, isolate your chest voice muscles and be able to sing, let's say, a head voice note. I'll try to do one that men and women can both do, like up this high C, if you can do this. If you can't do that, try with an oo. Try to get the oo on the tongue like you're going ooh. And then I want you to pull that into a full voice. What it feels like when you're going you know, that feeling down here on these little, is there thyroid glands right here? We're gonna go and notice I use my embouchure opened as well to relieve a little tension there. So if you can't sing that high, let's try it down here for a man especially. So you can hear it when I'm turning them on. That's getting weight to the voice, okay? Now there is a difference between saying belting and yelling, which I'm not going to do because it's all strain in the throat, clenches everything up really bad. So belting is about getting that proper structure, getting lifted into the soft palate, and just adding in as much of the chest voice muscles as you need to get the weight of the sound, and then adding in that push below the navel to get the volume. So that's properly done that way. Now, I can show you more and walk you through it in a lesson than I can in the short video. Another thing that you may be experiencing for some people is they get up into their head voice, they tend to choke up. It's like their larynx is raising up, everything's closing off. So instead of going, or you're going, Like I hear this a lot, especially with new singers, or for women to be up here, ah, where you just choke up. Everything closes off. Well, there's a couple of ways around that. One, to open up the glottis, open up the top of your throat, and kind of relax those muscles a bit. You can sing an H, so you sing a ha. So let's say we're up here, ah, and you're just starting to choke a little bit. Go ha, ha, ha. So you're allowing it to open all the way and then slowly close into the note, rather than worrying about it all just clenching up because you're trying to hit a note. You're just singing the note. Another thing I guess I could say is as you sing higher, it feels like it's moving back or deeper into the soft palate. So your soft palate's lifting up, and it's causing this sensation of where it feels like everything's moving backwards. So let's say I'm here, I'll come down a little. Like I'm actually going so I'm allowing it to move back with the note. As the note goes I'm allowing my vowel to change along with it and kind of relax in the back. Otherwise, you're going to be going ma, where everything stays forward and tries to push that note out. I want you to relax, allow that ball of sound to move back and sit in the back of the mouth. It's still anchored at the resonant spot. You're still thinking up and over, but you're allowing it to move back. So with that in mind, I want you to try a couple of exercises. One is starting from low to high. So start in your chest voice. If you can't get that mixed voice, I want you to go me-ah. So you're going to get really harsh, me, and then open to an ah, me-ah, and work your way up. Buzzing the lips, me-ah, me-ah. And notice I'm using my embouchure up here too. I'm using a horizontal. I'm opening the jaw a little bit. Me-ah, me-ah. Usually that extends your range immediately. If you're getting that proper placement. If you're having problems with choking, then I want you to think of it more as an where you're going Mia! So it opens the throat a little bit, or you can just try the ha's and see if that works out for you. It doesn't always. It's a little different for everybody, and we can address that in a lesson pretty easily. Doing the mias will also build strength in those chest voice muscles as you get up into your mixed voice range or up into that head voice area when you still have those engaged. And you can also use a slightly different exercise. So that was coming from the bottom up. You can work top down a bit. If you can get in your head voice, there's other things I can show you in a lesson to get you to close properly and extend your head voice range. But I want you to think, and then adding in those TAs. That's one way to extend your range in the upper range. If you're up here, for women especially. And this is actually what expanded my voice immediately once I learned how to isolate these chest voice muscles to get all the way up here. I'm not just using twang. I'm not just adding harshness to the head voice. I'm not going, that would be harshness. I'm going, okay, so give it a try. Start in your head voice. Try to add in the TAs. If you can't do that, use the mias and work your way up into that head voice range with those chest voice muscles still engaged. So click below to sign up for your first lesson, and I will see you soon.